Welcome to Atlanta's Commercial Real Estate Show, brought to you by Bull Realty, the show for property owners and business leaders. Host Michael Bull brings you market analysis, advice, and opportunities around Atlanta.
Thanks for joining us for Atlanta's Commercial Real Estate Show. I am Michael Bull. Today our topic is office tenant strategies. And this segment is brought to you by Bull Realty Asset and Occupancy Solutions. Visit bullrealty.com. My guest is Francina Price. She's president of Global Planning and Program Manager for Champions IFM right here in Atlanta, helping companies with their space and people needs. Francina, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So as you help these companies and they need office space in Atlanta, what are you hearing from companies today as kind of their top concerns about their space?
Well, parking. Parking seems to be like a hot button, just making sure that, they have the right parking allotment. We do a lot of that in our upfront programming, is trying to understand head count requirements. And when they're shrinking their spaces, they still have these days where everybody's in the office. And so sometimes that's not really discussed up front, is making sure that parking is really covered, right? So we want to make sure that we still understand what's the total head count when the office is completely occupied. What are the parking requirements? Because that could be a huge challenge.
Well, that's a good point because, today we're trying to put more people into less space, and some of these buildings weren't designed for it.
No, they weren't. And some companies are doing a really good job at maintaining kind of the ebbs and flows of how many days people are in the office, how many days they're out of the office, and so that can control a little bit of that. But some of these companies still want to do all hands on deck days where everybody's actually in the office. And so parking is a big thing. And then all of the wonderful amenities of the facility are still huge drivers. People still really want really great choices for work-life balance. And if companies aren't doing that, then that's a problem.
Yeah, so that's amenities both in the building that you're in and also maybe sometimes right in your space.
Right in the space. There are companies right here that are saying, hey, we really want to attract more millennials. What do? We have a current project we're working on in Norcross in the Peachtree Corners type area where the client is really looking for a way to retain interns that are millennials that come into their space. And one of the challenges are the outdated workstations, the carpet, the paint. It's not a very vibrant looking space. It's not a transitional or open plan type space. Well, we know businesses can't just go out and overhaul the entire facility. So we're looking for ways to transition the space so that we can make small renovations that fit in the TI, really important, and make those improvements using furniture, paint colors, maybe adding some accent tiles in some of the places because it's tile carpet. Maybe we can transition with some of the flooring, add some textures or different things into the space. So yeah, we're doing a number of things, but we do have that challenge with the customer today. How do we keep and attract more millennials?
Yeah, well, those are good tips. And some of the things that we've done in our space is we've done some flat screens, that sort of thing is inexpensive.
Yes.
And then we've done a lot of light and sunlight. And then we've also done flowers. So it's interesting, too, the sense that you come in here, like if you come in here first thing Monday morning, we may have pulled out all of our flowers. But then by sometime during Monday, we have a fresh flowers that come in. And just the difference when you come in is just, you don't know why, but you go, this just feels good. But then they're gone, you're like, it's a little.
It smells good too.
It
smells really good when you have the fresh, because it's oxygen. It's oxygenating the air. And yes, companies do require that. There was a time where they weren't doing as many plants, but now they're moving back towards that again, trying to attract that more nature conscious, green conscious type employee. And believe it or not, boomers are moving over to the sustainability, and so is Xers and Yers. We're all moving and transitioning, and we want to be healthy as well. And so these trends of just being, I think, globally more interested in health overall is driving more, green cafes and, the better food choices in the cafe, no longer the break room, right? So, it even sounds better, right? I went to the cafe versus the break room, Yeah, it's just a little.
Break room sounds dark and closed inside.
Institutionalized.
Yeah. Where people are coming in there and bothering you that you don't want to be bothered by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I need to get the Snickers out of my break room and bring in apples and bananas
and oranges.
Into my cafe.
And hummus.
And
carrots
there
and
you go.
celery. Yeah. You still need a few Snickers in there, for that sugar rush, that you might need. But it's a mixture. It's the balance of it you're seeing.
Yeah. Well, one quick tip, if you had to give one tip to office space users in Atlanta, what would it be? Maybe a mistake to avoid?
Always listen to your employees. I'm always going to have that as a tip for most employers. Invite them into your process, help you make the space better, of more flexible workspace, a more inviting workspace. Listen to the people that work there with you. Know you can't do everything that everybody wants. Maybe you create captains or you create change agents, but change is inevitable and you should be adjusting all the time.
I like that. And what we like to do when we're up in tennis is, look, let us talk to them independently, because they might say some things to us that they might not say to the boss. Francina, great information. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for joining us. Stay with us. We'll have more on office tenant strategies. This is Atlanta's Commercial Real Estate Show.